Tonight we have both men and women's soccer scores and game summaries. Do the men and women continue their winning ways, or do they stumble and fall in conference games? The answer is coming up, along with an interview with Plattsburgh State student athlete Donnie Coolidge, as he talks about playing for the North Stars and how it benefits him as a baseball player here for the Cardinals. Welcome back. You're watching Cardinal Sports Live. I am Ariel Miller, joined as always by my co-host, Jeff Beatty. Jeff, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. A little warm in here, but it's always warm in the studio with the hot lights.
Better than being cold outside.
It is true, but we should jump right into it. We had a lot of sports, so.
Well, we start off tonight with the men's soccer team as they face Cortland on Saturday. The men's soccer team bounced back from their 2-1 overtime loss Friday night against Oswego and handed Cortland their first conference loss in 3 conference starts. Matt Hamilton scored the game-winning goal just 1 minute and 27 seconds into overtime, lifting the Cardinals to a thrilling 1-0 victory. On the winning goal by Hamilton, Mike Payne had the assist, and it was his first of the season. Plattsburgh dominated the first half by outshooting Cortland 8-0. But in the second half, the Red Dragons came back by a 9-4 margin. The Cardinals finished with a 14-9 shot advantage. Anning Harrington had his 7th shutout of the season with 4 saves. Second goalie, Nico Martinez-Reyes, also had a good showing in the game with 6 stops. The game was a physical one with a combined 36 fouls and 3 yellow cards. Coach Waterbury says the team is pretty banged up, but the Cardinals keep moving on with the last of the conference play this weekend.
Good for them.
Yeah, it was a great game for them.
It was good. Oswego, I know, was a hard-fought loss.
Definitely, really hard.
Especially against a rival, but then going right out next game and beating Cortland, especially right off the bat in overtime. Yeah. Good for them.
It was just like last week, the same thing happened. They lost and they bounced back. So
yeah, good.
Good thing.
And we're now going to move on to the women's team, who faced Oswego at home this past Friday. After 2 conference games on the road, the women's soccer team returned home to the Fieldhouse for 2 more conference games. Their first game was on Friday, and they had a tough test against rival Oswego. For the first half, defense was the story as both teams were shut out going into the half. It was much of the same in the second half, that is, until the 60th minute, when Kayla Rabidou ran down the sideline and drew 3 defenders. When she reached the end line, she sent a cross, and that's where she found teammate Megan Rivage, who scored her first goal of the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time. The goal would give the Cardinals a 1-0 lead, and from there they would never look back. The Cardinals outshot the Lakers 19-5 in the game, including a 10-2 in the margin in the second half. Goalie Alina Greiser made 2 saves on the afternoon, and Lakers goalie Christina Fregosi made 6 saves in the game. Now this game came right after the Cardinals played a controversial game against Geneseo. In that contest, a goal was disallowed by officials. What happened was a corner kick was awarded to Plattsburgh, who ended up scoring on a header by Lindsay Kaiser. The goal was then disallowed and eventually officially protested by Coach Karen Waterbury. Now, never before in 21 years as coach of the women's soccer team has Karen Waterbury challenged a decision that cost her team a game. For the first time ever, Coach Waterbury did just that, and after the Cardinals scoreless tied to Geneseo. In the game, the Cardinals had 2 goals taken away, including the one corner kick in the second half that would have given Plattsburgh a 1-0 victory. Coach Waterbury can feel good about her decision to protest the game because on Monday a ruling came down in the Cardinals' favor, and also the win. An interpreter ruled in favor of the women's soccer team and said that the corner kick that went in for a goal should have in fact stayed as a goal rather than being disallowed. With the now win added to their record, the women's record in conference is now 3-0-1 instead of 2-0-2. It also helps them out in the rankings because a win is worth 3 points, whereas if they kept the tie, it only would have been worth 1. So with the win, the Cardinals go from 4th place in the conference to now a 1st place tie with Oswego. Oswego falls to 5-4 overall, 5-4 overall and 0-2 in the conference. Plattsburgh's overall record improved to 7-1-1 overall and 2-0-1 in conference. So after all that, the women's team jumped from 4th to 1st without playing a game. 2 great games over the weekend. A lot of events for
a lot of events. And you know the team and Coach Waterbury has to be excited about getting that win that wasn't a win before.
Yes, exactly. I mean, disheartening. I remember talking about that game, saying having 2 goals disallowed, losing in overtime.
Right.
And it's good that
getting a win.
See that something happened and went their way. But after that exciting game, the women's soccer team was then looking to cap off a weekend sweep with a conference win on Saturday. This team standing in their way was the Cortland Red Dragons. The Cardinals' defense was the story over the weekend, not allowing a goal. However, only scoring 1 goal this weekend didn't help as the teams battled to a scoreless tie on Saturday. Plattsburgh did hold a 16-13 shot advantage in the game, including a 9-3 advantage in the first half. Coach Waterbury said that Cortland was lucky that they were tied at the half. The Cardinals had many opportunities in that first half. The best chance came when Liz Radigan's direct kick hit the crossbar. Lindsay Kaiser had a chance to put the ball in net, but she was unable to control the rebound. Another opportunity the Cardinals had was when Kayla Rabidou ran up the sideline and took a shot from the end line that Red Dragons goalie Pam Monier made a save on at the near post. The Red Dragons would end up winning the game in a shootout. Cardinals goalie Alina Greiser made 10 saves in the net, and Monier made 6 for the Red Dragons. Plattsburgh record now falls to 7-1-2 overall and 2-0-2 in conference after the loss. The Red Dragons are now 6-2-3 overall and 2-0-1 in conference after the win. The Cardinals will finish up their regular season road schedule this weekend with games against Oneonta and New Paltz. So,
again, it kind of seems like they keep shooting the ball, but they can't get the break to get it in.
And, the defense staying up, not allowing a goal at
right,
home.
and if the offense isn't working as well as they should, then defense should definitely be there.
Defense picking up the team. But defense wins championships. So, but keep it right here. We're going to go to a break, and we will have more for you. Stay tuned.
And we're back, and you're watching Cardinal Sports Live. The volleyball team took part in the Oneonta State Invitational this past weekend, where the team had another disappointing performance. The team fell to Elmira and Skidmore by scores of 3-0 Saturday night. Sharice Wells and Kayla Hoops had 5 kills apiece during the loss to Elmira, and Kayla Nason had 17 assists and a career-high 5 blocks. Freshman Kate Darling had career best of 8 kills and 4 blocks, and Kristen Shaheem added 6 against Skidmore. Nason had 21 assists, and Abby Mel helped out with 5 kills and 4 blocks. On the first day of the tournament, Plattsburgh defeated MCLA but lost their second game of the day against St. John Fisher College. Nason added 41 assists in both matches, Mel added 6 kills for the win, and Shaheem added 4. The Cardinals now stand at 3-17 overall. Their next game is Wednesday the 13th at home against St. Michael's College.
So, they got to win in the first game, then win the second game, and then they're having a tough year.
A very tough year. To win 3 games and lost 17.
20, right. 3 games out of 20. I mean, it's tough, but, you still got to go.
Keep working as a team. It can only get better, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, in tennis, the women got off to a strong start Sunday in a non-conference match hosted by Lawrence University. The Cardinals won 2 doubles and 2 single matches. Rachel Hodnett and Jessica Packett defeated Brockport's Aline Myers and Caitlin Broderick 8-6. Jennifer Paul and Caitlin Beldone also picked up a victory. And in singles, Hodnett and Paquette both won their matches. But despite the strong effort, Brockport took the final 4 single matches to lock the overall victory 5-4. The Cardinals host their final game against Castleton State today. So I guess we'll talk about tomorrow how they did.
So, tough showing, but 5-4, good, put up a good fight.
Right.
Good for the women's tennis team.
Good for the team.
But we're going to switch things up a bit, and we now go to an interview with Plattsburgh State owns Donnie Coolidge. He's a student athlete here at Plattsburgh State who also plays for the North Stars. That is the local semi-pro football team. He talked about how the Stars' success, how playing football benefits him as a baseball player for the Cardinals, and if he represents Plattsburgh State while playing for those Stars. And this is what he had to say.
Hello, I'm joined now by Plattsburgh State's own Donnie Coolidge, who is members of the Plattsburgh North Stars, who had a big win this weekend over Amsterdam and now playing the EFL Championship against Watertown this Saturday. Donnie, thank you for joining us. Now, you play defense for the Stars, and on defense, you've had 2 interceptions, a touchdown, 17 tackles, 10 of which are solo. How is it playing for defense that's only allowed 94 points all season, and almost half of which, that's less than half of your entire team's offensive total?
It's great. We have a fantastic defense. We definitely play with a lot of pride. Our defense is the backbone of our team. We believe that we dictate the momentum of the game. It's our job to give the offense good ball position.
Now, your defense has given up more points in the fourth quarter than the first 3 quarters combined. How do you go about making sure your defense stays tight the entire game?
Unfortunately, football games, they're long games, and people get tired. We attempt to rotate people in and out of positions a lot, and unfortunately, sometimes during the course of a game, the fourth quarter just becomes the toughest quarter because everyone's tired out.
Now, you come into the championship game at 8-1 on the season with your lone loss against the Vermont Ice Storm. How do you feel going into the championship game against Watertown?
We beat Vermont once, and we lost to them once. We believe Watertown's a better team, and we want to play the second best team in the league. We believe we're the best team in the league. Watertown beat us, so we want revenge. We feel that we should have won last year, and we deserved it, so we're very happy that we get to play them this year.
That's right, because you lost them in the AFL Championship last season. So now a little revenge. You're playing at home, which gives you the home field advantage, so things are definitely looking good for this weekend.
Very good.
Now, what are some of the key points of emphasis Coach Kelleher has said about coming to this title game?
To leave your ego at the door, basically. They beat us last year, so basically they've one-upped us already. It's our job to go into the game believing that we have to play our best game to win. So we can't go in and take them lightly, even though we beat them early in the season.
Very true. You definitely don't want to go in overlooking a team or thinking that you automatically won the game. Now, you attend Plattsburgh State and play baseball here. Do you wish they had a football program as well?
That'd be great. When I got out of high school, I wanted to go to school with both baseball and football, which would have been great playing both sports. But unfortunately, Plattsburgh does not have a football team. But the North Stars kind of make up for that.
Now, last season in baseball, you posted a .349 batting average. You had 52 hits, 16 doubles, and 4 triples. Does playing for the Stars help keep you in shape all year long? And what are some of the benefits it has for your baseball season here at Plattsburgh State?
It keeps me in shape. Also, it keeps you athletic all year. It keeps you agile. They're two very different sports. Baseball is more of a low key. You have to stay focused without really getting outside of yourself. Yet football, there's a lot more rage, a lot more anger. It's a whole different perspective. So it's good to see both sides. Although during baseball season last year we were in the SUNYACs, and I missed the preseason of the football, so it kind of set me back a little bit for football season. And this year for fall ball, I'm also playing right now for the EFL Championship, so I'm also set back a little bit with the baseball team as well.
Definitely keeping a busy schedule, keeping you in shape all year long. Now, do you feel that you're representing Plattsburgh State while playing for the North Stars? Because, like we said before, you've done very successful here. You're a leader on the baseball team. So do you feel that the community looks at you on the North Stars and automatically thinks, he's representing Plattsburgh State?
I hope so. I hope I'm doing that in the proper way, and I'm doing a good job at that. The North Stars do a lot of charity work and are very intertwined with the community, just as the baseball team is. So there's a lot of events going on that help the community, and hopefully it gives Plattsburgh State and also the North Stars team a way to look good.
All right, well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
Now back to you, Jeff.